Here's a little fun fact about one of the ways that God communicates to me. I actually never know what book in the Bible I'm going to read next. I started reading the book of Matthew because I felt like that's what God wanted me to do. And I didn't know at the time until I got to a certain chapter and it had a message for me. And basically, like an answer to one of my prayers and something that I was consulting Him on. Then I read the book of Job because I was on the phone with a friend talking about a situation that a mutual friend was going through, and we were trying to figure out how we could help this friend. And we got off the phone, and I heard God clearly say to me, Job. Didn't know why. That's just all that came to my mind. And I decided I was going to read the book of Job. I'm now reading Isaiah because I just feel like I see that one quite a bit. But here is how I know that God is communicating with me. I get this feeling that I should read a certain book, however he tells me. I can't explain it, Leo. I literally can't explain it. But he always gives me confirmation. As soon as I start reading a book, I start seeing it everywhere. I will start seeing references and videos and comments. I will see people posting it on their statuses or their stories. And I'm like, that's interesting. And to me, that just reassures me and confirms to me that I am reading the book that God wants me to read in that moment. So I truly never know what book I'm going to read next. Here's an example. I'm currently reading Isaiah, and I read Isaiah chapter 6 on July 30th. And then my last Tehillah session was on August 4th, and they did that sermon on Isaiah chapter 6 as well. When I first started reading the Bible when I was younger, I was reading it in chronological order. And when I decided to start reading my Bible again after I had stopped for many years, I kid you not, I used to just go to the table of contents and pick whichever book I felt like stood out. And pick whatever book stood out to me. And that's what I would read. I was basically just reading random chapters of different books. And I personally would not recommend that method because you're not really getting the full context of things. But now what I love about the way that I read and study the Bible is that I'm reading a book in its entirety and I'm letting God choose for me. So you can let me know how you read your books in the Bible, but I just go whatever I think God is telling me to read, and He usually will confirm it.